Hi guys, I'm Rajkumar Rao, and I'm here to talk to you guys today. First of all, I'm thankful to Unacademy and the Hindu, for giving me this platform to talk to some of the sharpest minds of our country. So thank you so much for that. And I'm here to talk to you guys about my life, about my experiences with hardship, with struggles, with failures, with success, and to try and touch your life in some way. So for that, we'll have to start with the beginning. Uh, so I'm sure most of you know, but I'll repeat it. I'm from Gurgaon, and that time Gurgaon was a small town. It was not this huge, metro city. It was just developing. So I'm from that part of Gurgaon. I've seen all these buildings, come up in front of my eyes. So I'm from Gurgaon. I was born and brought up in a middle class family, and I grew up in a joint family. uh, and none of us ever in my life I heard that anybody far away, nobody was ever related to this industry, film industry. So it started with me watching films with my family. So we had this tradition where every weekend, at that time there were those VHS tapes, so we would watch two films, three films sometimes on Saturday and Sundays together as a whole family. And I remember I just fell in love with those movies, with those actors, those stories. And I must be in class eighth or ninth. And I was so mesmerized by that world that I decided, this is what I want to do in life. I want to be a part of this world. I want to be with these people. And I want to be a part of these stories. And also as a kid, for me, at that time I used to think that these actors are uh, they're surreal, they're not from this planet. It's very tough to touch them. And I wanted to be amongst them. So I think that's the time where acting bug bit me. But then I was also doing martial arts. I was a national level gold medalist. I was into dance. I used to perform with the group Prayas Rangmanch. We used to perform nationally and on state level sometimes. So I think God had this plan that God wanted me to go to take this feat, to take this line, to be an actor, because He was preparing me. God was preparing me. He was teaching me in martial arts. He was teaching me about in dance. So that's when acting bug bit me, and I decided I want to be an actor. I want to be an actor in Indian film industry. So after my 10th, I did my first play, which was Rex Oedipus. It's a Greek tragedy. I had no idea about how big a responsibility it is. And I must be what, like 16, 17, and 16, yeah. And my director, Mr. Arun Marwa, I think a big credit goes to him that he thought that I would be able to play Oedipus. And as I said, I had no idea about it, but he showed that faith in me, and he taught me everything: how I should perform, how I should stand on stage. And there was a time I played Oedipus, and the kind of love I got for my performance. I'm sure now when I look back, I'm sure it was not a good performance. Saying that it's such a okay. I'm getting a call from my manager. Hello, hey Mona. Yeah, I started. Yeah, sorry for that. So yeah, I did that play, and I got so much of love, and that gave me a lot of confidence that yeah, maybe I can think of becoming an actor. And my passion, my love for acting started from there. And after finishing my school, I did my commerce without maths. I was not good in maths at all. I'm good with numbers, but not with when the moment algebra came into my life in maths, I was like, that's it. I can't deal with maths anymore. So after finishing my schooling, I joined Shriram Center. It's an acting institute, Shriram Center for Performing Arts. It's in Mandi House in New Delhi. So I was there for 2 years, giving whatever I had. I decided, this is the time that I have to really work hard, because this is the process. This is the time where you're training yourself to hit the real world. And I didn't want to lose any stone unturned. I gave whatever I had. I used to travel in buses, in roadways buses. Sometimes I would cycle, from Gurgaon to Delhi to do my workshops, to do my plays. But I was very happy. I was a very happy kid. I would have my headphones with some inspirational songs, and I would cycle all the way 70 kilometers, up and down. I just wanted to work the hardest. I didn't want to look back. I thought, I didn't want to look back after 10 years and think maybe I should have worked hard at that point of time when I had time. I didn't want to feel that way. So I wanted to put in everything that I had. Uh, so yeah, I gave 2 years of my life to Shriram Center. And in Shriram Center, there's this, I remember once, it was for me. Then after that, it was all about acting for me. I was in ARSD College in Dholakuma South Campus. There also I was doing theater, and from morning 7, by the time I came back home, it must be around 11 p.m. at night, and I was only thinking about acting, about performances, about I was reading a lot of plays, a lot of books. I was observing people. I had this small notepad, and I would make my notes about people. If I see someone interesting, so I would make notes, and I still have that notebook with me somewhere. So I think I just, as I said, I didn't want to leave any stone unturned. I wanted to give in. I wanted to give whatever I had, and Shriram Center gave me, prepared that base for me. And after 2 years of Shriram Center, I still had to finish my graduation. And luckily, FTI, Film Institute, their acting course restarted. Well, I have a small incident which I want to share from Shriram Center. So once our acting teacher gave us an exercise, and it was about to perform in a real space. And he asked all of us to prepare anything, whatever we want to do, and to perform in real space with real people. Now we call it guerrilla shooting in films, in case if you guys don't know. So I remember I became this, वो जो होते हैं ना, वो जो अपने आप को ऐसे मारते हैं हंटर से और फिर पैसे मांगते हैं. So I became that person, and I went to Bengali market, very close to Mandi House, and I was there doing my whole act, and with a lot of makeup, and people were actually giving me money. And there were times when I would play deaf and mute in buses just to practice my craft, and I would play a blind guy sometimes in buses, again just to practice my craft. But it was great time. It was a great time. I think that time never comes back. So you have to love what you do, and that's what I was doing. And after Shriram Center, I joined this repertory called Kshitij Repertory, Theatre Repertory. I was with them for a year with Ms. Bharti Sharma. And I got a lot of love actually from all my teachers. I think they could see that I'm really serious about what I want to do, and it's not just for any corrupt reason. I was really passionate. I still am really passionate about what I do. So I was with them for a year, and then I applied for FTI, Film and Television Institute of India, and luckily I got through in my first attempt. Uh, and FTI actually changed my life, absolutely changed my life. Uh, Before FTI, all I knew was about Hindi film actors whom I loved. My inspirations were Irfan Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, Manoj Bajpayee. But FTI introduced me to a different world, where greats like Robert De Niro, Daniel Day-Lewis, Philip Seymour Hoffman, I was watching their performances. I was discussing that with my classmates, and that gave me a big boost. I think I decided that acting is not only about saying your lines to look in a certain way. It's way more than that. It's for me. It's very meditative now. Uh, the kind of actor I am. I think the most of it, the credit goes to my training in Film Institute, and the kind of films I do, or the kind of films I wanted to do, or want to be a part of, is only because of my training. Because for me, it's as I said earlier, I was watching Hindi films. I was very influenced by Hindi films. But once I saw Godfather, and once I saw My Left Foot or Raging Bull, everything changed for me. For me, it was never about just to be so, as we say, hero. I never wanted to be a hero. As I believe we're not heroes. We are just real people. We are just people who act. And some of us really love it, and some of us maybe do it for some other reason. My reasons were right. I never wanted to do it for money or for fame. As I said, since I was a kid, I madly and badly fell in love with acting. And I decided I'm going to just dedicate my life to it, dedicate my life to my craft, and try and be as good as I can in this field. So FTI changed everything for me. And for me, what also matters is, we all attend classes, we all do workshops. But for me, that's great. But what's important it is, how much time are you devoting apart from your classes? Everybody is of course giving 8 hours to, in their class, in the school, in the workshops. But for me, it's those extra 2 hours that you dedicate, that you work upon yourself, your craft. That matters to me a lot. And I was a very, as I said, I was really hardworking. If our teacher would ask us to take 10 rounds to the ground, I would take 11, I would take 12, because I knew these two extra rounds that I'm taking from everybody else would matter, would take me to places. And I try and I tend to do that even now. I really like this saying, this from Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. He says, "Be the hardest worker in the room," because as we all know, there is absolutely no substitute to hard work. And this time, the training time, the time we are preparing for something, it never comes back. Either you can look back and say, "I wish I would have worked harder," or you can just say, "I gave it my best," and then leave it to the universe. Don't worry about it if it doesn't work out. In my case, I never had a plan B. I always wanted to do this, but if it wouldn't have worked out, definitely I would have done something with my life. Maybe in this field only. Maybe I would do theater. Maybe I would make my own short films. Maybe I would be an acting teacher or something. But something I would do, which is to do with acting only. So I was telling you about hard work. Uh, for me, I've always seen in my life, it's a first-hand experience, that whenever in my life I feel that I'm not working hard, especially when I was looking for work, that I'm being lazy, it doesn't work out. And the weeks I would start training, I would start taking it very seriously, things would turn up. I would start getting calls from casting directors. Okay, I'll come back to that later. First, my so the FTI, of course, I was there for 2 years. After my graduation, and then I moved to Mumbai in 2008. And Mumbai or Bombay, it's a very different city from, especially where I come from, Gurgaon. Mumbai is a really expensive city, and I didn't realize till I came here. We were staying, three of us were staying in a really small, like a converted 1.5 BHK house. And as I said, I'm from a humble middle class background, so I didn't have too much support, financial support from my family. But they did whatever they could. Especially my mom. My mom had this very strong belief in me that I would make it, maybe more than me. So here I want to tell you guys that it's very important to surround yourself with people who believe in you, with positive people. With You just have to surround yourself with positive energy. Choose your friends wisely. I think it's very important to get inspired from people. I always look for inspiration. Even today, I watch a lot of videos of scholars, of people who are doing some tremendous work in their respective fields. I look for inspiration everywhere. So I think it's very important to surround yourself with the right people, with people who believe in you, with people who can motivate you, and who won't tell you that why are you even having this dream? There's no way you can achieve that. No matter how tough the dream is, you can always achieve it. And believe in yourself, and let people believe in you. And then world is just a playground. So just have faith in yourself, give it all you have, and just enjoy the process. It's very important to enjoy and to really love what you do. So yeah, so I came to the city. I was staying with two of my friends, um, and I would start working. I made this show reel of kind of a thing, or 5 minutes of just to I just grabbed everything whatever I did in FTI, and I would go and meet all the casting directors. I had made this daily schedule, like it's a discipline. It was a discipline of my life that I just won't sit at home and wait for someone to find me. That's not how it works. You have to go out in the real world and tell people that, hey, here I am, and this is my work. Can I give an audition? And that's what I was doing. That's what I was trying. Every day I made sure that I meet at least two, three people, who would give me some opportunity, who would give me, uh, a workplace to showcase my talent, to showcase what I'm capable of. And I knew a couple of my, maybe friends or some people who I knew, they just didn't take it seriously. and unfortunately, most of the time, maybe it didn't work out for them. Because when the time was there, when you had to be, as I said, the hardest worker, you were not, and there were other people, and especially Mumbai, just like UPSC, there are just very few percentage people who crack it. Just like same thing in acting, there's so many people who come to the city every day with the same dream, but maybe not most of them would be able to make the dream come true. I wish everybody would do that. I wish हर किसी का सपना पूरा हो, पर ऐसा होता नहीं है. For that, all you can do is, as I said, be the hardest worker. There's absolutely no substitute to hard work. Uh, and as I said, it's very important. Like when I was in Mumbai, of course, for first 2 years, I would go around, visit studios, meet casting directors, and people were not giving me work. People were sometimes, they would say, "No, you're not muscular enough. You don't look like a conventional, as they say, hero. We want." But I was like, it's fine. I'm an actor. I don't have to look in a certain way. I'm here to play my characters. And I'm sure there's somebody out there who would see me and say, this is the guy I want. Because I've seen your audition and you just fit the part. And I can see that you can take my character to somewhere which I'll be very happy about. So I knew that people would be there who would think like that about me. Uh, so I would go meet them, and there were times when it was financially very tough. I remember I had 18 rupees in my account. I didn't have money even to buy two meals, but I was happy because I was in this city. I was in the city where my dreams would come true, and I had this strong belief that no matter what it is, no matter how long it takes, I'm gonna be here, and I'm gonna make my dream come true. The dream that I saw in Gurgaon with my family, and told them that this is what I want to do. This is what I want to love. This is what I love. So I was ready for it. I was ready to face the struggle. I was not disheartened. I was very happy because every day I was doing something related to acting. Me and bunch of my friends, we would just sit together after looking for work the whole day, and we would, for 2 hours, we would do something related to acting. We would do a scene work, or we would do some improvisational things, and trust me, that would give me so much happiness that I've done something today. It was not a day wasted, because you really have to love what you do. And if you love what you do, and if you get to do that, no matter in front of 10 people, in front of two people, or just by yourself, it will give you immense happiness. So I was doing that when I came to the city. I was just doing some acting work till I got my first break. Uh, I was also, as I said earlier, it's very important to have faith in yourself, and not to believe what people are saying. If I would have believed what people were telling me, that as I said, they would comment on my physique, they would comment on my look, they would say, no, maybe you're not fair enough, or maybe you're not tall enough, or maybe not muscular enough to get the lead part. And I would tell them, so can I at least give an audition? And they would say no. But that's what happens after a couple of years. When a couple of my films released, those same people got back to me, and they wanted to cast me in their films as the lead guy. So you have to change that perception. And how would you change that? By working on your craft, and to try and be the best version of yourself. And that's exactly what I was doing. I was, no matter if I don't have food in my stomach, no matter if I just would survive on a packet of biscuit every day, but my love for my craft, but my passion for my art never died. It just kept growing every day, and I'm very thankful to that. Uh, so yeah, first 2 years were, I was facing a lot of rejection. It was not easy to survive even financially, but my as I said, my family supported me, so they shared this dream with me. So somehow I managed, and I got to meet the casting director of LSD, Love, Sex or Dhoka, my first film, Atul Mongia. And again, a very interesting story there. So I got to know through a newspaper that, Dibakar Banerjee is planning this film, and he wants to cast newcomers in this film. And I thought, this is my opportunity, this is my chance, because knowing Dibakar, I knew that before that, he made Khosla Ka Ghosla and Oi Lucky Lucky Oi. And I knew that his stories are mostly about characters from Delhi. And being from Delhi, I knew that culture very well. So I thought this is my chance. Maybe this is where it will start from. So I called the casting director Atul Mongia so many times, and he would always it's basically a routine. Every time they ask you to mail your pictures, so I would mail my pictures, and he wouldn't call me again, and I would call him again after 3 days, and he said, "Yeah, mail your pictures." I said, "I've already done that." He said, "It's okay, mail it again." I would mail it again, but he didn't call me for like I think after 3 4 calls. Finally, he called me. He said, "You know what? Just come and get the audition." So what I learned is you have to be persistent. If you really want to chase your dream, you have to be persistent. You can't just drop it midway and say, "You know what, it's not working out. It's fine. I'll look for something else." If I would have done that, I don't know if I would be sitting here today and talking to you guys. If after 2 calls I would be like, I mailed my pictures, I've done what he asked me to do, and he's not calling me, so maybe I should look for something else. No, I chased him. I chased him with all my heart, with all my passion, till the point he said, "You know what, come and give the audition." So he said, my assistant casting director, Neha Chauhan, who eventually became my co-actor, she would call you. And I said, "Yeah, sure." So I spoke to Neha, and she said, Raj, I said, "Can you tell me a little bit about the character?" Because I wanted to go really prepared, as the character would look like or would talk like. And she said, "Raj, this character, he belongs to Adarsh, the character's name is. He belongs to Delhi. He's a really cool guy. And you know what, just he thinks of him, he's an over smart guy." So I said, "Okay, cool guy, Delhi." She said, "He's like a hunk." So I bought the most body fitted t-shirt that day. This one that you could actually see kind of my tits through it. It was really tight. I thought, he's hung from Delhi, maybe a little bit of a show off. So I went there, Atul, and I was very happy that I came prepared like a character. Atul Mungia saw me, and he said, "Do you have something else to wear?" Like, "Oh man, maybe it's not going to work out. Maybe I don't look like the part." I said, "Shit, I'm so sorry. This is the only thing I have." And he said, "Now that you're here, sure, just give the test." And I tested for it. And after 2 days, I got a call. I was back home. I was visiting Gurgaon, so I was back there. I got a call that Dibakar liked your test, but you might have to lose little weight. Uh, I was not chubby, but there was little fat here, and maybe I was a little more muscular, as in a little more broader. I said, "Yeah, sure. Give me a week's time." And since then, I started running, and I lost around 4 kgs in a week's time. I came back, and I tested for it again, and then I got the dream call, the call all of us in the city wait for, especially actors or people who want to make it here in this industry. I got that call that you're in, you're the lead guy, and Dibakar Banerjee's next. And remember, I just fell on my knees. It was one of the most beautiful moments of my life. I was all alone at home. Uh, I called my mother, and she was extremely happy. My family was extremely happy, and from there it started. And I knew with my first film, my I didn't think that I would suddenly become this huge star. I never followed stardom, to be very honest. I knew there's a film by Dibakar Banerjee, and directors would watch it. That people, the kind of people I want to work with, they would watch it. And that's exactly what happened. Anurag Kashyap saw it, and he called me for Gangs of Wasipur. And I was thrilled. After Dibakar Banerjee, I'm getting a chance to work with Anurag Kashyap. In between, I also did Ragini MMS. Uh, and then when Anurag sir met me, and he told me about the story, and that time actually the Wasipur story was, the initial story was only about my character and Nawaz's character. It was the battle, the fight between these two. And I was thrilled, as you can imagine. After LSD, Ragnivesh, I'm getting to play a parallel lead with Nawaz, such a fine actor, in an Anurag Kashyap film. So me and Nawaz, we actually went to Wasipur with Zishan Kadri, a writer, and also who acted in the film, who played the character of Definite. So we went with him to Wasipur via train, and we were there for a week, 10 days. I was just recording people. I wanted to get the accent right. I wanted to know those people, because I was going to portray one of those people. So I was there for 10 days, and meanwhile, I went to shoot for Ragni MMS. And when I came back, Anurag sir told me, "You know what? The final script has come out, and now your character is there, but it's not as big as I narrated it to you." And I said, "Sir, it's fine. I don't care. I want to work with you, and I want to work. That's the only thing, because I prepared a lot for this character, for the film." And I didn't want to just let go just because it's a smaller part now. For me, it doesn't matter if the part is small or big. As long as I'm working with the right kind of people and a story excites me, I just go for it. And I'm glad I did that because I was shooting for Wasipur, and that's when Hansal sir, Hansal Mehta, he was planning to cast for Shahid, and that's where Anurag sir, told him that you should meet this boy Raj for Shahid, and then everything changed for me. I did Shahid. It was a tough film to make. Didn't have so much budget. We finished that film in almost 9 months, but I was enjoying it. I was very happy playing Shahid Azmi. As I said, it was first of all, it was so inspirational for me, the character Shahid Azmi, and I look for inspiration everywhere in my life. Shahid really inspired me to follow your dream, to follow your passion, and don't be scared. Don't be scared of what people are saying. Don't be scared of how it's going to turn out. Just have to keep following what you love, and that's exactly what I was doing. And Shahid gave me everything. Shahid gave me my first national award, so many awards, Filmfare Award, Best Actor Critic, and then Kai Poche happened. And with Kai Poche, sorry, I'm just going off the route, but I got a chance to work with Sushant. We all know what happened. Uh, we lost a great guy. So yeah, I got to meet some amazing people. It's been a tough week for all of us here. Uh, but yeah, I'm sure he's happy wherever he is now. So yeah, so going back to my film directory. So Kai Puche happened, and then Queen happened, and I started getting so much of love. And then Stree and Bareli Ki Barfi. So after LSD, it all started from because I was being persistent in chasing Atul Mongia. Uh, if I wouldn't have done that, none of this would have happened. So the lesson I learned is don't leave it halfway. Never leave it halfway. Just keep following it. If it doesn't work out, something better is waiting for you, but just don't leave it halfway. And for me, as I said, my training at FTI taught me to love what you do. I never I never had this take it easy attitude towards my dream, and I always believe that I still did. You're always learning, you're always growing with every film. I think I've grown as an actor. You have to keep practicing what you love and try and grow every day, and be the chosen one. Uh, and I was, all also I want to discuss with you guys is there's so many people out there like me who want to who maybe have different dreams. I'm not talking only about being an actor. Like you guys, so many of you are UPSC aspirants, and every year there's a limit. I know that you can sit for exams, and some of you would get in, some of you won't. Some of you would try again next year, and some of you again would get in, some of you won't. But if you don't get in also, it's fine. you know don't take it to your heart. Life is, the best gift in life that you can ever receive is life itself. And you have this life, and you can do so much with it. So just don't be, in case you can't, in case you don't crack your exams, crack UPSC, don't take it to your heart. It's not the end, it's just a beginning. I'm sure you all, especially you guys are too young. There's so much more you can achieve. So find another passion. Find what you love. Ask yourself what you love, and just find the right-minded people who can, as I said, motivate you and tell you that this is possible, and just go for it. Just love what you do, because without loving what you do, there's no point doing it. I've seen in during shoots, I've seen light boys working so passionately, just because they really love being on a film set, because they really love what they're doing, and they're adding so much to it. And acting and making films is not a one man's job. We get so much of limelight because maybe we are in front of the camera and we are the faces, but we are nothing without those 300, 400 people who are working with us to make us look good, to give us whatever we need to perform in a certain way. So I think it's very important to love what you do, and love with all your heart. Don't do it for corrupt reasons. Don't do it because want to earn money. Money is a byproduct. So many people can make money with so many things. So don't do it only for money. Don't do it because of some other reason. Do it because you genuinely love it. You feel very passionately about it, and then you will see, my friend, that sky is the limit. uh, for me, as I said earlier, we were talking about acting, and acting is a meditative job for me. It's a lot of people ask me, how do you prepare for certain characters, and I tell them every character has a different process. And I feel very restless when I don't act. Even now in this lockdown, it's been almost 3 months that I finished my last film, The White Tiger, in December, and since then I have not been in front of the camera. But me and Patrulekha, and we are doing something related to acting. And it's so amazing. It's like going back to my film school days. We watch some online master classes. We are talking about performances. We're watching great content on screen, and it's like, it's kind, in a way, I have reignited my fire, and you have to keep doing that. There will be times in your life when you'll get bored of studying, when you'll get bored of doing what you're doing. So you have to keep falling in love with what you do again and again. It's fine, take a break, do something else, find some other hobby, do that again, but then reignite it, reignite that fire. So I do that. Thanks to this lockdown, I'm sure I know it's been really tough for so many of us, but it has helped me in finding that old Raj again, who was so fiery, who was so hardworking when he was studying in film school or in Shriram Center, or who was cycling 70 kilometers up and down to do plays. So this has happened with me during this lockdown. And also, I tend to be, as I said, my reasons were not to earn fame or to earn money. I really want to challenge myself with every film. I want to play a different guy in every film, so that, and also I want to make it very real, so that you guys can relate to my characters. You guys can feel, I know this guy, or I have a friend like this, or yeah, this guy is believable. Whatever is happening in front of the camera in this film can actually come true. Of course, I'm not talking about Stree. That's a horror comedy that can't happen, and I hope it doesn't happen. But always try and push my envelope with all my films. Whatever films will be coming now, also you will see that I've tried to push my envelope. I don't want to make it boring for myself. I don't want to just go on sets and say my lines. That will be very boring for me. And after a while, I think I only would get bored of myself, that I'm doing the same thing in every film, and I'm sure you guys will also get bored. So I want to push it. I want to push the envelope. I want to work hard. I want to work harder every time for every character. Uh, for me, what's also, I think you have to find your driving force. As I said, for me, the driving force is how I can grow as an actor with every film, how I can challenge myself. Like with Newton, I remember when that film was offered to me. It's a great story. I loved the story, but then I thought how to make it interesting. So I thought, I should maybe have curly hair, and we were shooting in a really small town in Chhattisgarh. So I would wake up every night at 2 a.m. Like, it would take 3 hours to just curl my hair. Me and my hairstylist, you have to just take this much, curl it, take this much, curl it. So 3 hours every day, I would just giving enough time to for my curls. And then I thought I should do something with my eyes. So I had that little twitch in my eyes, because I just didn't want to play a simple guy. So he's a simple character, but what can I add in it to make it interesting? So I thought I should do it. I should do something with it. I should do something extra with it. So I added these extra features. And Amit, my director, he the moment I started doing it, the first shot when we gave, and I did my first twitch, and he said, Rajesh, cut. Is there something wrong with your eyes? You want to put some water? I said, no, Amit, I'm trying something. And then he gave me a lot of freedom. He gave me a lot of freedom to explore, and that's the relationship I share with most of my directors. They show a lot of faith in me, and I think to gain that kind of faith, you have to prove yourself. And how would you prove yourself? To try and be the best version of yourself, to try and be sincere in whatever you're doing. So that's what I do. um, I try and be sincere in whatever I'm doing, be it be it my work, be it my personal life, be it my relationship with my friends. And I don't have many. I have very few friends here, and these are my friends from my Delhi days or from my film school days. And these are the people who keep me very grounded. Who keep me very real. I don't have any hang-ups or norms of being an actor. I lead a very simple life. uh, I do this for myself. As I said earlier, I was not chasing stardom. I act because I genuinely love it. There's nothing else in the world I can do, maybe with this much sincerity when it comes to work. So I do it for myself. This is what keeps me happy. This is what gives me a lot of freedom to be different people. So, and I surround, as I was telling you guys earlier, it's very important to surround yourself with with the right people, with positive energy. And I have done that. I have some friends. There's a friend, Dave. So we talk about life, we talk about philosophy, and we talk about the importance of mental health, about meditation, which I think all of you guys should do. I know it asks for time. You need to be patient with it, but I think try meditation. Make it a part of your daily routine. It really helps you. It has helped me a lot. I'm not saying I'm a this big meditation practitioner, but I really enjoy doing it whenever I do. So I think it's very important. You guys should also try it, and you'll see a lot of good changes in your life. So make meditation a very important part of your life. Of course, invest enough time in studying, in doing whatever you're doing, but just take out 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever time you can spend, and just close your eyes, just cut out from the world, and just focus on your breathing. It's very important to sometimes, just to peep inside, that who am I, what's going on inside me. It's very important to do that. And talk to your friends. If you're feeling something is bothering you, talk to your family, talk to your friends, and they're there to guide you, they're there to help you. Talk to me. I'm here to listen to you. Right now, I know you guys listen to me, but I'm also a good listener. So if there's something out there you want to discuss, please drop me a message on social media, and I'll try and respond to as many of you as I can. So do that. uh, so yeah, with Newton that happened. Then came Trapped. So I thought Trapped again was a very small film, but I don't judge film because of their budget or who's making it, how many people gonna watch it. It doesn't matter to me. I get excited because I get to play a guy who's stuck in an apartment without food, water, electricity. I thought there's so much I can do as an actor. So that's exactly what happened. I pushed myself. I stopped eating for almost 16 days. I was surviving on a carrot and a cup of black coffee. I'm not surviving on it now, but yeah, it's my routine. So I was doing that during Trap. I too wanted to stay in that apartment for those 18 days of shoot. I said, you know what, you guys go back. Let me stay here. I just want to live it. I just wanted to live Shaurya's life. And of course, the production thought, it's not a good idea, and they thought it might be dangerous for me to just stay there all alone. So they didn't allow. But then I thought that maybe I can, then I would do the other things. If Shaurya won't eat in the film, I won't eat. If if there's a shot where Shaurya gave there was a shot where I don't know if how many of you have seen Trapped, but there's a scene where Shaurya cuts his own finger, and with his blood he's writing help and the flat number. So Vikram sir, Vikram Motwani, who I totally love, and he said that get the fake blood. And I said, no sir, why are you getting the fake blood? It's Shaurya's blood, and so it means it's my blood. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna write it with my own blood. Uh, so I cut myself. I wrote everything with my own blood. Uh, it was great. I felt that I'm just being committed to my character. I'm just being committed to my films, and I want to do that with every film. Whenever I can, I have to, as I said, I have to give it whatever I have. So Trapped, and I got so much of love for Trapped. I know it didn't do that well at the box office, but people are watching it every day. It's available on, I think, on some different OTT platforms, and I get so much of love for Trapped. And for me, as I said, for me it's the process which matters to me the most, and I thoroughly enjoyed that process of being Shaurya and working with a director like Vikram Motwani. I tend to also take a lot of things from real life when I play a character. So Bareli Ki Barfi, I'm sure most of you know Pritam Vidrohi. So the way he says hello is something which I picked up from my brother-in-law. He's whenever I call him, since of course ages I've been calling him, and every time he would pick up say hello, and I always found it so fascinating, and I decided then and there, I'm gonna use this hello somewhere in my life, and Bareli Ki Barfi gave me that chance that I could use it, and it of course it connected very well with all you guys, and that hello became quite famous the way he says hello. So yeah, I pick up a lot. I pick up a lot from real life, uh, and I was telling you about people who support you and who are there to motivate you. And trust me, real friends and families, people who love you so much, they feel sometimes way more happier than you when you achieve your dream or when you get what you always wanted to get in life. Uh, my mother, when I told her for the first time that I got this first film, LSD, and when I got my first national award, I know she was the happiest. So during Newton, when we were shooting, and when I got the news that my mother passed away, it was tough to come back from this really small town in Chhattisgarh. I came back to Gurgaon. We I finished all the final duties, and I knew there were 300 people waiting for me back in Delhi Rajhara in Chhattisgarh, and it was a small budget film, and I thought, and they said they didn't expect me to come back, and they said, Raj, take your time, take whatever time you want, and it's fine, we'll do something, and I knew that it's my duty. It's my duty to go back and finish what I started, and I knew that exactly what my mother also wanted. Me being an actor make my mother the made my mother the happiest. So I remember I went back the next day, and I thought it would be easy for me to finish the film. It was not. A couple of days were really tough and really terrible, but I knew that this is my duty, and I have to perform. I have to perform with utmost sincerity. And we finished Newton I finished Newton, of course, with a heavy heart, without compromising on my character and the film. But then again, Newton, I think, was blessed. My mother's blessings were on Newton. That again, it became a big success, and it got me my first Asia Pacific Screen Award, Best Actor. It was the official entry at the Oscars. Uh, so it was. So as I said, if you have to love what you do, and don't think about the results. Don't think about what's going to happen. Just enjoy the process. And when you enjoy the process, it doesn't matter what's going to happen. Of course, if you have to be, you say, no, you have to be practical, you have to see where it takes you. But if you don't enjoy it, if you don't really love what you do, I don't think so it will take you anywhere. Maybe, yeah, maybe to a certain extent. But then if you want to cross that extent, if you want to, break that wall, if you want to go beyond your imaginations, then then there's the only way to feel really passionately about what you do and to be utmost sincere towards it and to keep chasing it. There's I heard it somewhere that don't just go through it, grow through it. And I really believe in it. There will be times when there'll be so many difficulties and you'll face that nothing is working out. It's getting really tough for me. That's the time you have to grow through it. Use that pain, use uh, that failure, that struggle, and make it into a fire, and work double harder this time. Do that. It will really help you. Uh, so yeah, that's my story, and now I would like to take some questions from you guys that you guys have sent. So okay, so there's the question: before all the fame, during the days when you were an aspiring actor, when you were not sure about what your tomorrow would be, how did you keep pushing yourself, and what kept you going? I think I've already answered that. What kept me going is my love for my art, is my love for my the work I do. It didn't matter to me if I didn't get any work for 2 years, if I didn't have enough food to eat. If I would come back, life gave me a chance to be in this city with my family support. Of course, as I said, financially, maybe they were not being able to support me so much, but they did support me emotionally, mentally, and they were there. They are my backbone, and they did support me financially as well, as much as they could. But what kept me going was that I genuinely love being in the city and to do what I get to do, and to get to do it every day, no matter if in front of the camera, no matter if it's in my room, no matter if I'm watching an online masterclass, if I'm watching a great content on screen, I'm learning something every day. And you have to keep learning something every day. So yeah, so that's what kept me going. Okay, next is, please tell us what are the secrets of consistency in pursuing the passion in odd times. Exactly, I think it's the same thing what I just answered. The only secret is hard work. The only secret is give it all you have, so that tomorrow, after, as I said, after a couple of years, you shouldn't look back and say, I wish I would have worked harder, because the other guy, you won't even know, is working maybe 10 times harder than you. And you think in your mind you're working really hard, but you don't know there are people out there who are working way harder than you. So yeah, give it your best, work your hardest, and meditate. Very important. Will keep you balanced. It's very important to be balanced in life. What is your definition of success and achievements in life, and how can one cope with failures and uncertainties? My definition of success is, uh, I think, just to do what you love and on your own terms. To say yes when you want to say yes, and to say no when you want to say no. That is, I think, is that's success for me. That I don't have to do it for any other reason, just because somebody else is doing it. No. Just because that's the norm, that's how the world works. No. Maybe I can change the rules. There's so many of us who have changed the rules. 20 years back, there were no actors like me, or Vicky or Ayushman, or so many of us, as in like playing the lead guy, and to do well in film industry. But things have changed, and thanks to you guys also, things have changed. So I think, yeah, change. So yeah, that's success for me. To do because I want to do it, not because you want me to do it. I think that's success for me. And to Okay, yeah, we'll come back to that later. Okay, which is the oh, and how can one cope with failures and uncertainties? Because life is uncertain, so there's no point worrying about what's going to happen in the future. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. When I came to the city in 2008, I didn't know what's going to happen with me, but I knew present is what I have. If I would just sit at home, do nothing, wake up at 2 p.m. because I was playing video games the whole night, and I was busy checking my social media, and I would, by the time I get ready, 4 o'clock, I'd like, let me just make this one call and ask someone if there's some work. No, you can't do that. So life is uncertain. All you have is today. All you have is this moment, and how you are utilizing this moment is going to define what's going to happen to you in the future. And trust me, if you are utilizing this moment with utmost sincerity and uh, with hard work, future gonna be great. As I and I know I'm as I said earlier, I'm talking to a lot of UPSC aspirants out there, and I played one in Shadi Be Zarur Rana, where I played this character called Sattu, who was an IS officer, but that's film. We didn't show the hard work that Sattu must have put in, but you guys have to put in a lot of hard work. I know that, but if it works out, it's great. Doesn't work out, there's so many opportunities out there that you can choose from, and just find your passion. There's a great book called Ikigai. Find your Ikigai, and follow that. Okay, which is the biggest challenge you've faced till date? uh, I think just this thought of becoming a film actor, coming from a non-filmy background, coming from a small town like Gurgaon, itself is quite challenging, I feel. So I think, first of all, hats off to you guys, because you guys also are what you guys are thinking of doing is very, very challenging. So all of you are already great achievers for me, because you have thought of such a tough dream, such a big dream. And same like acting, I think just the thought of becoming a film actor, sitting in Gurgaon, the guy who had no idea about how it works, I think that itself was very challenging. Um, and apart from that, I every day I think I either you can see it as a challenge or you can see it as an opportunity. I see it as an opportunity that I got an opportunity to be a part of Bose, where I can push myself, where I can go half ball, where I can put on 13 kgs. I don't see it as a challenge. I see it as an opportunity. So yeah, see it as an opportunity. Don't see it as a challenge. That the universe has chosen you to do this. What is a message you would like to give to all UPSC aspirants? I think I've been talking about it quite a lot during this session. Uh, my message would be just, I know all of you are studying hard to clear UPSC exams, and some of you, as I said, won't, and some of you would, and some of you won't. But it's fine. It's fine if you won't. Also, if you do, great. Nothing like it. You have a big responsibility. You will have a big responsibility on your shoulders. So be sincere. Be Newton Kumar when you be when you clear your exams. So be a Newton Kumar. And if you don't, you can still be a Newton Kumar in your life, in whatever you're doing. Just do it with honesty. Do it with all the love. Love is really powerful. I'm not only talking about romantic relationships. I'm in love with my art. I'm in love with acting, and it loves me back too. If you love it truly, it will love you back too. Show your love. All right, guys. There's so many, of course, messages coming here. Thank you so much. Uh, what makes keeps you motivated? As I said, my love for my work. So thanks a lot, guys. It was really great catching up with you guys, and all the very best. You guys, as I said, all of you are achievers already, and I'm sure all of you will do great in life. And don't follow anyone. Don't try and never compare yourself to anybody else in your life. You are unique. You are your own leader of your life, and you will do what you love, and you will do it the best way possible. And I'm sure of that. As I said, life is a gift. Enjoy it. Enjoy the process. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot. All the best.